Welcome back to the first episode of Tornado Talk this school year, 2022-2023. I am the returning co-host, Wes Spikerman from Wayne, Pennsylvania.
And I'm the brand new host, David Mosley from Driggs, Idaho.
And this is Tornado Talk. Oh, love saying that.
That was pretty cool. We nailed that first try.
We did. So I guess really trying to get started, kind of just asking, really for you, David, how was your summer?
It was a summer. I spent most of it either in the gym or in bed or reading, and I did the same thing every single day for about 60 days, and then I came back here. That's all I did.
That sounds invigorating.
Oh, it was awesome. So much fun. How was your summer, Wes? That's what I really want to know.
Mine was actually kind of similar. I played golf pretty much every hour that was light outside, enough for me to play golf, and it was very fun.
How's your short game?
Actually, my short game is pretty good. I struggle off the tee, but let's not get into golf stuff right now.
That's not what we're here for.
That's not what we're here for. What we are here for is our guest, Mr. Acree Brock. He is a 3-time varsity athlete for the Macaulay soccer team.
He has had several brothers that have come before him at Macaulay.
Get this. True. He is the president of the senior leadership organization, Keo Kio. That's my president right there.
Oh, yeah. My president as well.
You know it. Yep. So give a warm welcome to the Acree Brock.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here.
Happy to have you.
Oh, yeah.
Love having Acree on the podcast. It was a great decision. Acree, real quick, have you watched any Tornado Talks or listened to any Tornado Talks?
I have not. This is the first time that I've, been a part of it in any way, so I'm excited about it.
And that is where our podcast comes to an end. Thank you, everybody.
All right.
Goodbye, it was fun. Acree.
Yeah. Be here next year.
Not playing. We have an opening game called Quickfire. Me and David are going to ask you some very quick questions, and you must respond quickly. If you don't respond quick enough, we're going to skip the question.
Very first thing that comes to your mind, don't think about it. The first thing that pops into your head, you give us an answer. Take a deep breath. Get ready.
I'm ready.
All right. David, you want to start us off?
I'll start us off. Acree, favorite music artist?
Favorite brothers?
Favorite sport to play and favorite sport to watch?
Soccer, favorite sport to play. Football, favorite sport to watch.
Hardest class at Macaulay?
Ew.
Teacher most likely to be on Jeopardy?
Mr. Curran.
Friend or foe? LaCroix?
Foe. Big foe.
Wow.
Hot take.
Last one. Favorite Macaulay tradition?
Baylor Macaulay week, easily. Just the entire week. It's amazing.
Nice. Good answer. And now, this is a little new.
New segment.
Matt, well, actually, you know what? I'm not going to tell you. We'll tell you at the end. Basically, we're just going to ask you for a couple of responses, and it's very similar to Quickfire. It'll make sense in the end. So just hang in there.
All right.
Start us off, Wes.
All right. Name a type of weather.
Sunny.
Name a sports team.
Manchester City.
Name an adjective.
Silly.
Name another adjective.
Goofy. That's not a very good one, is it?
Name a Macaulay sports coach.
Chris Cushenberry.
Give us a noun.
Wow. School.
Give us a Macaulay teacher other than Chris Cushenberry.
All right, yeah. Let's see. Mr. Curran.
Give us another noun.
Sheesh. This is a hard one for some reason.
It's
ball.
Just a person, place, or thing. It's almost everything in existence.
Yes, thanks, David. I don't need that.
Very difficult.
Right. Give us an adverb.
Adverb. Quickly.
Nice. I wouldn't have known what an adverb is.
Yeah, I almost asked, but I remembered.
I wouldn't have been able to answer, so
I would have had to take a second to remind myself.
Say that would be a question for the booth.
Does it end in LY?
Yeah.
Give us an adjective.
Experienced.
Ooh.
Okay.
Another noun.
Court. I know these are random, right? I don't know what's going on in my head.
Why was that the first thing that came to your mind?
I have no idea.
All right, let's roll with it. Name any Macaulay student.
Max Wiley.
Nice.
And lastly, name another adjective.
Gorgeous. Right? I don't know where they're coming from.
Oh,
They
that
just
works,
pop
yeah.
into my head for some reason.
Whatever works, dude. What's wrong with
Oh,
it?
I mean,
Yeah.
Max Wiley, gorgeous. I can kind of see
I think
it.
that's where it is. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. All right. Well, that concludes it for that little section that we will name later, and
Yeah.
it'll make sense later.
We'll get back to it at the end of the show.
Very curious.
So hang in there, you know what I'm saying?
Let's start with some background questions for you.
All right.
All right. Coming into your senior year at Macaulay, what are you looking forward to most?
Really just hanging out with the guys throughout the year. Really, as far as soccer and outside of school on weekends, football games, all kinds of things. As long as it involves hanging out with the boys, looking
Nice.
forward to it.
The boys.
Oh yeah.
And how would you say that senior year has felt different than other years?
Honestly, I just say when you like step onto campus, you really feel like a sense of leadership more than ever before. It's just like you kind of realize everybody looks up to you in a different way than ever before. And it kind of happened last year too. I was just like, oh wow, I'm one of the older people on campus, and people start to like look up to you, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Like now I just like cut the lunch line all the time because I'm a senior.
That's
Well,
not
it's not like a
exactly what I
freshman's
meant,
gonna stop
but yeah, I guess that's part of it.
Yeah.
Shove the freshman out of your way.
Not quite, but close enough.
That's what I do.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right. Acree, the Brock family name, widely known on Macaulay's campus. You've had brothers, you've had relatives come here. What does that feel like coming in as another Brock? What does that feel like being a Macaulay legacy? What's that like?
Yeah, it definitely is kind of weird at first because a lot of teachers like know who I am. They're like, oh, you're Frank's grandson or Marshall's son. And that's kind of weird. It's weird seeing Brock Hall in the hallway and like, I don't know. That aspect's weird. But at the same time, I don't know. I feel like just another student here. It doesn't feel too much like I'm part of a legacy, I guess. I'm just like another student. But it is really cool because for people to know my brothers and grandparents and parents is really cool.
Right.
And so I guess kind of moving away from this background info, we're kind of curious about, activities, specifically Keo Kio.
Yep.
So we know that you got soccer, Keo Kio, faith groups. What would you say are some of the challenges you faced balancing all these different things that you're doing?
Yeah. So I'd probably say right now, at least, it just feels like there's a lot of stuff going on. And as you might know, I have the first chapel talk also. So it's just like a lot of things are piling up, I guess. So it's kind of hard to make priorities, I guess. But for Keo Kio and like missionary committee, I'm really excited about both of those. And just kind of like last year, I guess we didn't get as much done in either of those groups that it really felt like we could. So I think this year I'm really anxious and excited to try to do as much as we can in both those groups.
Yeah.
Right.
Chapel talk, by the way, is did you say when is or what is? What is basically just a talk of any kind. This year, I think they're focusing more on the spiritual aspect of it, but basically kind of a part of your story, who you are, I guess, that you want to share with the school. I'm going at it in a way that's really a message that I think the school needs to hear. And I'm really excited about it. But yeah, basically a story about kind of a part of your story that I guess is important for the school to hear.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. I can't wait.
I'm actually very excited. Can I sit in the front row?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
And US, of course.
there we
Don't
go.
worry.
I was waiting for that one.
So you've got all of these things that you're a part of. You're juggling. You've got all these balls in the air. What's something, either an activity, organization, event, allows you to take a break from that difficulty, from that stress of school life?
It's a great question. Definitely my youth group on Lookout Mountain at LMPC. It's just every Sunday night, and it's like a bunch of my friends are there, and it's really just second to kind of take a step back and just relax. And we just worship, and it's just a really chill time, I guess. And it's always on the Sunday night when I procrastinated all my homework to do. So it kind of reminds me like homework's not the most important thing at the moment. So it's definitely like a really restful time, and I can kind of take my mind off of things. So
Yeah.
I would definitely say that.
And that's awesome. I guess kind of continuing, because you mentioned LMPC. That for those of you who don't know, that's Lookout Mountain Presbyterian Church. How would you describe the relationship between LMPC and Macaulay? Like, I feel like there's a lot of people that go there. Boarders go there.
Totally.
I know that.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely there's like a connection. The last couple of years, there have been a lot of boarders who have started coming, which has been really fun. Like Reese Woodard, Karin Fowler, and Liam Spikerman all came on your brother, of course, Liam Spikerman,
Yeah.
came on Sunday.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's really fun having some other Macaulay like boarders there, and there are tons of day students. But it's really cool because there's kind of a community at LMPC that also kind of transfers to Macaulay. And so to have that kind of inter-knit community, I guess, at both places is really special.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Kind of moving on from that, we mentioned Keo Kio. And again, for those of you who don't know what Keo Kio is, it is a senior leadership organization that organizes a variety of events and activities from blood drives, rivalry week T-shirts, stuff like that.
We've also, and I'm heading this, so I'm going to put in a little bit of this thing. We've got Casino Night that we're bringing back this year. Casino Night, it's fantastic. I'm kind of like the head of the committee for that one, underneath Acree as well. He'll be supervising because I won't get anything done. But like you get all these kids, you dress up like James Bond. It's really cool. The atmosphere is fantastic. You play like Texas Hold'em, roulette, all these other like casino games. You do it for charity. It's really, really fun. I'm very excited to bring that back underneath Acree supervision.
Oh, yeah. I cannot wait.
Yeah, very exciting. Speaking of David not getting any work done, well, Acree, and so kind of from your opinion, what would be the image of, unlike David, a productive and organized leadership and well-managed student organization?
Yeah, good question. I would probably, say just basically getting, I don't know, as straightforward as getting stuff done. Like there's a lot of opportunity to do events and service and really just ramp up all kinds of events outside of school. And those opportunities totally are there, but it's a matter of kind of like pushing them forward to happen. So a lot of like my goal this year, like as president, is to just really push people to be like, yeah, let's go mentor ninth graders and middle schoolers, and let's go do service in this weekend, and really just pushing things like that. And of course, Casino Night, like David said.
Casino Night.
Of course.
Yep.
Of course. Well, I guess I'm going to ask both of y'all this because, well, I guess all three of us aren't Keo Kio, but I'm looking at both of y'all. Right. This is an important question for the Macaulay students out there. We would like to know, when is Duck Day?
That is classified information. That also may not be known quite yet.
How many how many likes on the podcast for you to tell us when Duck Day is?
Man, upwards of 5,000, right? It's got to be way up there.
Wow. Hey, you heard it, guys.
It's a sacred
5,000 likes and he'll release when Duck Day is.
That's the number. We can get that. No problem.
Oh, easily.
I have faith in y'all.
Right?
Don't worry.
Yeah. Sure. Why not?
All right. Well, I guess let's start wrapping it up a little bit. What's something that you're glad that you did, or that kind of that you got involved in at Macaulay?
Yeah. Honestly, the first thing that comes to mind is just like the prayer time after chapel every day. If you don't know, Barrett McBrayer is the one this year who who announces it.
Yeah.
There's always a prayer time after chapel. We basically just go out and stand in a circle and have a time of prayer. And it's been really cool because it's just like basically another community here for me. And it's been really cool to get involved with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And kind of conversely, is that the right word? The booth, conversely? He doesn't know. Doesn't matter. All right. Well,
says maybe.
Conversely, kind of what's something that you wish you had got involved in?
Yeah. Let me think for a second.
You still have time, too.
Yeah,
you can still get
a full
involved.
year.
Yeah.
That's true. I would probably say, I guess looking back on it, weights for sure. At this point in time, I don't really want to go to weights because I have no experience at all. And so it would be,
I'm with you on that.
It would be baby weights. And I don't know if I want to do that as a senior.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would probably say weights as a freshman. And it just seems like a cool experience. Henderson seems really cool. And you just seem like really grow with guys through weights. So I would definitely say weights.
Now we've got one final question for you. It's a little heavy, so take your time and think about the answer on this one.
Right.
Let's say you are talking to a brand new Macaulay student. It's his first year. You can only give him one piece of advice. What do you say?
Okay. Yeah, I would probably say to get involved with some older guys because it's really, and like boarders, or if you're a boarder, to get involved with day students because it's really easy to kind of just stay within your like group that you come to Macaulay with. And if you don't have a group, maybe you don't have a group. But it's really easy to stay within a small group of guys. And something that I really love about this place is that it's really easy to reach out into other groups and just get involved in all sorts of places. So I would definitely say in any way you can, just to reach out to older people or people, if you're a day student, a border a day student, and just really try to get involved with people you don't know as well, I guess.
Nice.
Sweet.
It's really good advice.
It's really good
I wish I had taken that advice freshman year.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Well, that kind of wraps it up for this part, but we've still got one thing left. So this is the new segment we were hinting at. It is called Mad Lib. Most of you know what a Mad Lib is.
I hope.
So David, if you don't mind, you okay if I read this one?
Go for it, dude.
I've been looking forward to this section for a while. It was a sunny night as the Macaulay Blue Tornado were playing Manchester City in the TSSAA Soccer State Championship. The silly student section and their goofy spirituals could be heard from miles away. With Macaulay trailing closely in the final minutes, Coach Cush threw his ball on the ground and stormed off the field. Nobody knew who would replace Coach Cush. All of a sudden, Mr. Curran quickly ran onto the field, turned back to the crowd, and yelled, "I'll be the coach." Immediately, the student section erupted into a cheer and carried Mr. Curran down to the field. With one final play, Mr. Curran called their secret play, the experienced court. The play was perfect. Max Wiley got the ball and scored, winning the game for the Blue Tornado. The Macaulay Blue Tornado were victorious and sent the gorgeous Manchester City back to where they came from. The team lifted their brave coach off the field, chanting, "Mr. Curran, Mr. Curran, Mr. Curran."
Man.
Wow. Wow.
Beautifully
That
done.
was incredible.
Yeah, good work.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. I did not see where that was going.
All half of them fit perfectly into the story.
I promise I didn't know what the story was. That was pretty crazy. Coach Cush worked perfectly.
Yeah, it did. Oh, man.
He must have looked at it beforehand.
He's got to.
He's got it.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Well, thank you. First of all, big shout out to Jackson Cook for coming up with that segment. I enjoyed that a lot. I hope we do it in the future. Very fun. Big shout out to Acree for joining us today. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks for being here.
It's been great. Thanks for having me.
Oh, for sure. For sure. We love it. And that wraps it up for our first episode of the school year. Big thank you to everybody for tuning in. We'd always love to hear your comments. You can find us on, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever else you get your podcasts.
Keep an eye out for our Instagram Reels, our Instagram account. Like, comment, subscribe, whatever you need to do.
What's
Booth? Need help with this one?
At Tornado Talk Podcast.
At Tornado Talk Podcast.
That about wraps it up.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you
all we got.
guys. We'll see you next time on Tornado Talk.